Hi, I'm Sophie.
And I'm Claudia. Welcome to our TED Talk.
Before we start our presentation, we have a few things we'd like you to think about.
On the wall behind us, we're going to display some items that you may own.
If you can't tell, these are Nike Elites and Uggs, Vineyard Vines in Patagonia, Silly Bands and Hair Feathers, Birks and Chacos, Crocs and Jordans, fidget spinners and Alex and Annie bracelets, Lululemon clothes and hunter boots, princess ring and a pearl choker. Some of you may own a few of these items and some may not.
But if you do, we want you to consider whether or not you bought them because you genuinely like them
or because they were really popular. Okay.
This demonstration shows us that people are constantly striving for social acceptance.
Which leads us to our question, why do people feel the need to conform to society?
In other words, why does everyone try so hard to fit in?
We narrowed down all of the possible answers into two categories, either because you're forced to conform or you're scared of judgment.
We're going to start by discussing the fear of judgment because not only does it apply to our previous demonstration, but it also applies better to our society.
No one enjoys being the odd one out. That's why most people will agree with the group instead of standing apart, even if they truly disagree.
According to psychologists, conformity is defined as the act of matching attitudes, beliefs, behaviors to group norms.
In the 1950s, there was an experiment called the Osh experiment, and it was made by a man named Solomon.
Students were asked to participate in a mock vision test, and they were placed in a group of fake participants and were told to match up pairs of lines according to their lengths.
The fake participants would say that certain lines matched when they clearly didn't. So when the real student was asked later on, they would mimic the rest of the group, giving an obviously wrong answer.
The results of this experiment show that people are more likely to go along with the group's answer rather than their own, even if they know that it's wrong.
This is an example of the picture that they would give the students in one of the mock tests. So if they were asked to match which line matched this one, they would probably say an answer like B. Ever wonder why teachers make you put your head down when they're doing a vote in class? It's because they want your honest opinion without the influence of others.
One example of allowing other people's opinions to affect your own was with Pearl Harbor. Even though it was common knowledge that Japan was preparing for an attack, the United States couldn't conceive of it being on them due to their dominant social perception of their military invulnerability.
Now that we have finished our first category, which was the fear of judgment, we're going to move on to our second, forced to conform.
While some people choose to conform to their societies, others are forced to. Culture can have a big effect on conformity, which brings us to an old Japanese saying, "The nail that sticks up gets hammered back down."
In other words, act like other people, don't show off, and don't be unique, or else. This may vary throughout different cultures, but it's always present.
It's clear that pressure to conform is a universal feature of culture. If you really think about it, the very idea of culture implies that people think, feel, and act similarly with common beliefs.
Along with culture, the government can also force people to conform. Most governments want their people to conform because it tends to make things easier on them. If everyone always reacts the same way or does the same thing, then there won't create any problems.
Earlier this year, we learned a lot about North Korea. The citizens are taught at a young age to conform and to follow their dictator. This makes it easier on their government because they don't have many protests or threats to their rule. This is due to the already established set of social norms that they put in place.
What we want you to get out of this video is to be more accepting of yourself and others. Stand up for what you believe in and always be yourself. Remember, trends start with one person who is brave enough to be the first.
We understand that some people find comfort in conformity, but how boring would our world be if nobody was unique and no one thought outside of the box?
Okay.
Okay, Ryan, I have a question for you.
What?
Why do you think people feel the need to fit in?
Because they don't want to lose the people that they've had. Like, if you had a friend and you don't fit in with him, you might lose him. So I don't think people would. I think people would want to fit in so that they don't lose the people that they like. Also, they can be whoever they want. They don't have to be what other people want them to be.
Good.
Wait, it might not have been. Did I make sense in the beginning?
I never wanna hear you say, I want it that way. The edge.
I'm on the edge. Hey everyone, here's Sophie. Cute little decoration, I love it.
Hi.
There you go.
Thank you. Just a small video.
Oh, it's a video? Wait, we can take one of you. Go.
Like all of it?
Yeah.